Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. 4 weeks of blowouts, and then Samoa v Tonga made us realise the finals are here. And over the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, I'm going to be previewing both of the Rugby League World Cup semi-finals. Guys, apologies. You could probably notice it, but I've been quite crook. So that's why there's been no videos, but I'm back because we need to talk about what is, in theory, 2 of the 3 biggest games in Rugby League, the World Cup semi-finals, and we're starting today with the big one. It is the question on anybody's lips, and I have the answer. Can New Zealand beat Australia? The answer is no. Thanks guys for watching. Make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Of course, we're only joking, but don't dislike the video because I got you. New Zealand, before the World Cup, and even during the group stages where Australia were a bit shaky, I think we're all like, yeah, this is probably the best side New Zealand will have to beat Australia. And then they struggled against Fiji, and Australia really have been dominating every game. So I think it's put a lot of favoritism back into the Aussies. But when you look at the 1-17s, they're pretty even. Now, we don't have the team list, so it's not going to be the greatest preview of all time, but we have an idea. We've got the squad, so look, let's just get this out of the way. I think we can all agree that when it comes to the 2 teams, if there's one area where New Zealand have a clear advantage, it is the forward packs. They got James Fisher-Harris, Moses Leota, Isaiah Papali'i, Joey Tarpanay, Nelson Asafa-Solomona, Jesse Bromwich. They got a beast forward pack. It is easily the best forward pack in the world, outside of maybe the English one just on form. But if New Zealand are going to beat Australia, that is their really best shot, is to dominate through the middle. Forwards win matches, and New Zealand's forwards will be looking to dominate Australia. Fisher-Harris, I think it's going to be great to see him maybe go a bit crazy up against his Penrith teammates, Cleary, Martin and Yeo especially. They're going to be in that forward pack, but I think Fisher-Harris can lead this Kiwis forward pack. They did struggle against Fiji, so it's not a guarantee, but on paper, when you compare it, I mean, I say Moses Leota, he might not even be the side. That's how good they are. Jared Waerea-Hargreaves, he's going to bring a lot off the bench. Look, I get why Jesse's there. He's the captain. I don't know if I'd be starting him. I don't want to say that because it sounds so dog, but I love Jesse, but you know, it feels like the game maybe's just gone a bit past him in the World Cup sense. So it's a better pack. I mean, we've all said it. It's not breaking news. On paper, it is a better pack than Australia. So they need to dominate through the middle, and the key to unlocking those forwards is probably New Zealand's most important player going into this game, Brandon Smith. Now, he's going to be more than likely up against the Ben Hunt, Harry Grant rotation, and I think that is where New Zealand's best shot is. When New Zealand upset Australia back all the way in 2018, Brandon Smith was undoubtedly the best player on the field, and he's going to have to do the same again. Unfortunately, he's had a bit of a rough year, Smith. I think this is probably his worst year he's ever had in the NRL. In saying that, look, it was still an 8 out of 10 year. He's that good, but he just hasn't had the full year at hooker. But if New Zealand are going to win, he's going to be the key. He's going to be making decisions. He's going to be darting at a dummy half. He's going to be taking advantage of Australia's middle. Like I said, New Zealand's best shot at beating Australia is through the middle, and Brandon Smith has to be the key to that. The other keys, it's the 2 matchups. Joey Manu up against Tedesco, Jerome Hughes up against Nathan Cleary. If Manu and Hughes cannot not at least just sort of match those 2, then it's game over. Joey Manu versus Tedesco is such the matchup that we all want to see. That is going to be so good. The Roosters, I tell you, have a big interest in it, especially the Chooks fans, but Joey Manu's arguably been the best player at this Rugby League World Cup, and he goes against his club fullback, the best fullback in the world. Tedesco's been quite good, but I don't think he stamped his authority the way Joey Manu has. So I think this is the matchup. If Manu can do his thing, I think they're in for a really good game, New Zealand. But if Tedesco runs rings around him, then I'm not sure. Look, Joey Manu's ball play, it has to be great. I think Australia know... Oh, we'll get to Australia in a minute. We will get to Australia in a minute. But Joey Manu's ball playing has to be on point. And then Hughes versus Cleary. Hughes, his long kicking game's got to be on point. Hughes, Brown, they're both running halves. Look, I may just be biased, but I wouldn't mind not throwing the idea of foreign in there. You know, just putting it out there. You need a game manager. You don't need a game manager, but up against Australia, you sort of do, because Cleary, Australia, they're just going to do that classic long kick, grind you into a corner, and New Zealand need to counteract that. When they don't have a good set, they need someone who's got a big boot on him. Yes, they got Joey Manu, but they need someone with a good kick, and if Hughes can just even get close to Cleary, then they're going to be in for it, because if New Zealand do not dominate the middle, they're going to be in trouble. They're going to be in trouble. As for Australia, they're probably in better form. They've got the stronger team on paper to be that really woodchopper. There we go, the woodchoppers. Can the woodchoppers back the Benny Hunt rotation? Smith is arguably going to go off because Foran will come on for about 10 minutes to do. If they can't do that, then I think Australia probably run away with this one. It's going to be a cracking game either way. To give you my more in-depth thoughts, but my brain's just kind of not working at the moment. I do apologise if it's a bit of a shit preview, but let's just get into the prediction stuff. What do I think is going to happen? Cameron Munster gets man of the match. I'd love to see them go down that right side a bit more, like I said, because I do think New Zealand's left edge defence is a bit weaker, but he's got Latrell outside him. He's got the Fox on the wing. Cameron Munster has all the tools outside of him, and if New Zealand focus too much on those tools, Money Man's just going to run himself. So I think Cameron Munster will be the man of the match in this one. I think Australia...